Yo, what's up? After a few days of the Chinese AI DeepSeek destroying the American tech sector, Darkflow decided to celebrate this with a new Chinese event. Oh wait, it says Lunar New Year event. Okay, that's also an explanation. The Chinese are celebrating their wood snake year, and this means we are getting a little event where you can get Chinese stuff. Now this event is both better and worse at the same time than expected, because people expected something big, something special, maybe a new Chinese theater or something like that. But, well, instead we just get a mini event, alright. Okay, don't look at this cool artwork, this looks really nice. Now, how is this working and why is it worse and better than expected? First of all, it's 15 days for the festival and it's 18 days for the event itself. Every stage, the 9 stages, gets 2 days to complete, and you need 20,000 battle score for every stage. So that's not that much. That's basically 1 hour, 1.5 hours of playing for every stage. So okay, so far so good. The prizes, what are they? Well, unlike previous events, we only get a few special prizes. Most prizes, every gray stage will be something random. And even some of the main prizes are basically random prizes, because the 15 appearance change orders you get first for uniforms isn't anything great. 7,500 silver for the third stage, yeah, that's quite good. And then come the actual main prizes. First, the shiny soldier portrait. This is the second time we get one. We already have one. The other one I think looks better than this one, but still, this one has the cool light blue uniform, which looks very nice, unlike most other uniforms in the game, which are mostly basic. Then you get the snake decorator for your name. Trigger warning: in February, half of the player base is gonna run around with these. Like the Zoomers with the broccoli haircuts in school. Yep. Though still funny. And then the actual main attraction is the Chinese Rifleman squad with a quite formidable semi-auto rifle. Now, what's so good about the squad? First of all, it's 9 riflemen. If you want to play for Americans, of course, they're gonna unlock, since they are fighting on the sides of the allies. If you want to play a semi-auto rifleman as an American, on low BR you're gonna have trouble, because they only have the M1 carbine, which is a 15 round semi-auto rifle, but with reduced damage. This is a classical semi-auto rifle with the big damage, actually max damage, of 15.3. And overall, as you can see, really good stats. Basically the best you can expect for a BR2 weapon. Fun fact, it's even better than the Japanese BR3 semi-auto rifle. Though, it's because the Japanese BR3 semi-auto rifle is one of the worst in the game. Actually, the worst in the game. It would be BR2 at best for most other nations. But yeah, so the weapon is good. It's something you can't have as an American, since you don't get the maximum damage semi-auto. And having 6 bullets is just insanely good, because it's 20% more bullets than you usually get, because usually you get only 5 bullet magazines on BR2. So this is cool, and it looks nice, and it gets a bayonet. Keep in mind, many low BR semi-auto rifles don't even get that. So this is so far nice. You're saving a lot of silver in terms of getting the soldiers, equipping them, buying the soldiers themselves, and so on. And also I'm quite sure they all come perfectly stud, with perfect rolls, so this is another advantage. Saves especially new players a lot of time. And they're in the process of receiving an engineer and an anti-tank gunner. That was confirmed by a helper in the main thread in the forum. Right now they're just 9 riflemen, but they're gonna get an engineer instead of 1 rifleman, and an anti-tank gunner is gonna replace another rifleman. So this is gonna be actually a really good squad, because usually whenever you see rifleman event or premium squads in Enlisted, they suck. They basically always suck, because they either get... First of all, the main problem is that riflemen in general, unless it's high BR, have access to only normal rifles and not fancy stuff like SMGs or machine guns. they make up for that with their mass, but if they don't have good weapons, then the mass itself doesn't mean much. You can use them as grenadiers, giving everyone the 3 grenades, but still they're quite lacking. But if they actually have good weapons, this is a big plus. And usually these premium squads also don't have specialists, which is another problem many old premium squads Enlisted have. This squad doesn't. This squad will get an engineer and an anti-tank gunner, and this is gonna be basically possibly the best BR2 rifleman squad in the whole game. Possibly even better than you can build yourself, since the weapon itself is so good. I'm not a big fan of semi-auto rifles personally, but I'm sure I will play the squad. It's gonna look cool, it's gonna have nice unique weapons and power, and they even speak Japanese. Chinese. They actually have real Chinese voice lines, which is cool because, well, it's something you rarely hear, which is also a nice advantage of something like the French partisans, which also speak in their baguette language. So wonderful, very interesting and fun to hear. And the stats of them are also good. Better than, well, better than many other squads that we can get. Keep in mind, there are even some BR3 and BR4 event squads, premium squads in Enlisted, that come with ridiculously nerfed bad perks. So yeah, I can't overstate how above the curve this squad is. It's really nice for Enlisted players to get this, especially new players, especially all the new American players, because as we know, American players usually don't have the best grasp on how this game works. So yeah, giving them a above average strength squad, a very good squad, is definitely gonna create some balance among the low BR player base. Alright? Now, that's sadly it, because people hope to get more, but yeah, that's sadly all there is. But I'm also, since this is a big event, we won't get a regular big event. And the biggest problem with that is, usually these events contained 1, sometimes even 2 gold orders. Now, since the gold order shop is gonna be removed soon, the Battle Pass store, this means all of these weapons won't be accessible anymore, except for random occasional events. So yeah, they won't forever disappear from the game, but you won't be able to just buy them. And people hope to get new gold orders to spend them on some stuff, but they don't. Yeah, this is quite a stupid move, because why not give people what they want? Like, what the fuck? This would be very reasonable. Obviously, there's the FOMO aspect of this, so people buy these weapons for gold. Though, I think by now most people understand that these weapons, for their gold prices, are a bad deal usually. Even if you perfectly know which of them are good and not, which my gold order guide from last month is gonna very in detail tell you, where I summed up the good weapons for all nation. I didn't talk about every weapon, otherwise it would have been something like 4 hours. It's like a 40-minute guide about which weapons are good for every nation. But even then, the prices are still insane. Yeah, you can literally spend $100 just to buy the good weapons of one nation. So yeah, like the gold order price for these isn't good. People expected gold orders in this event, they don't get them. So yeah, this is not nice. Another downside is, well, it's not really a downside, it's just unnecessarily unpleasant. And it's the fact that the Chinese events premium squad, that also can speak Chinese, by the way, this squad is now available for sale, which is something extremely rare because new squads never get on sale, only after something like 3 or 9 months. So, alright. Obviously, it makes sense that the Chinese squad goes on sale during the main Chinese celebration day. But here comes the problem. This squad only comes with 5 soldiers. Although the squad was introduced last month, December 2024, together with the new rule that many event squads get an additional soldier slot. So this squad literally didn't get the buff, the very much needed buff, because most event and premium squads were so small and bad. For example, this one was unplayable with 5 soldiers. Now with 6, with another engineer, it's actually good and fun. Yeah, And there are many other similar squads like these that are just basically disappointing. So, yeah, like, this squad needed the buff. Now, why didn't get it? Because the rule says machine gunner and assaulters and some other squads, if they don't have an engineer and an entertain gunner, get another soldier slot where you can choose which of those you want. Engineer or entertain gunner. Problem is the squad already came with both. So it didn't get the buff, but why? Why the fuck? Why do you design the squad this way? Design it with 4 assaulters and then it will get the buff. That is completely stupid. Also, I wrote, when I read the announcement today, a couple hours ago, I wrote one of the main helpers that they just need to buff this. They need to add either a 4th assaulter, which is the basic buff that most, for example, this squad. Also, I bought it when the Pacific came out around to get this. No, I don't know. I think, yeah, it's quite a long time ago. And this is, yeah, this is quite a theoretically cool squad. Cool Thompson, cool uniforms and so on. It's Marines hopping around the Pacific Islands, yeah, nice. But it also had the problem of just 5 soldiers. Then I gave it a second engineer and it became playable. Yeah. Now this squad needs the buff too. So I recommend Dark Flow to buff this squad because it's fucking unplayable. It's quite expensive and it's just small as hell. And without a second engineer making building faster and more comfortable, it's just not that cool. By the way, the faces look nice. Look at this. This looks realistic. Look at these Japanese faces that look like... What the fuck is this? This is before Hiroshima, by the way, not after. So this is bad. This is like somewhat... This is like they didn't really buy or... Like, this is like cheap AI created these faces. This is not how real Japanese look. They definitely don't look like this. Absolutely not. Yeah, like, come on. But the Chinese models, oh, they look very realistic, very well designed. Look at this. He looks like a model. Look at him. Looks like Tim Henson. Who is this? Yeah, okay, he looks scared. And then he looks like an American. And he looks like a Mexican. Alright, but still, look at these. Every face is different. Every face looks realistic and cool. Like, this is what we need to enlist because there are way too many redundant faces. If you look at any German squad, or these are the pre-gold order soldiers, they don't count. Let's look at a normal squad, yeah? He's got the strange face. And, okay, this is basically, okay, this face and this face. Wait, where is he? Here, it's the same face. And I even make sure to not have duplicate faces in my squad. So it's oftentimes unavoidable. There are just too few faces in the game. It's quite cool that we get new different faces. And I hope that these faces on event and premium squads get into the normal rotation. Because there's just no reason at all to not have squads like these. Also, look, you can give these shiny faces... Well, you can give them to the Japanese too. you can do the old American joke and just not be able to differentiate Chinese and Japanese. Also, some of them you can give to the Soviets. And yeah, you could just mix the faces because there's just not enough selection for faces enlisted. This would be good, and of course, this Thompson and the squad needs to be buffed. Regarding the weapon itself, it's good. It's not a normal Thompson because it doesn't have the additional Thompson damage. It just has the normal Lanchester damage, though the damage drop-off on 100 is extreme. The fun thing is, the drop-off accelerates and then decelerates, like it drops very hard. Usually the Lanchester has 4 damage on 100. This one just 3.4. But then the damage barely drops anymore. So, yeah, this weapon on short range is really good. You're shooting extremely fast, and you have basically no recoil, and you have 30 rounds, and you have good sights, yeah, and you have a bipod. Yeah, like, this weapon is really good. It looks cool, it's nice, and it's a shame the squad just got unnecessarily ruined. by bad design. But yeah, let's hope it gets buffed. Once it gets buffed, I'm gonna write a community note so you know, and the squad becomes actually worth buying. I got that squad in December together with the American MG42 captured or no, rebuilt MG42 squad. And the MG42 squad is quite useful because it has 6 soldiers. It can have 2 engineers, unlike this squad. So yeah, we are waiting for the buff. Spoiler alert for the upcoming video. I put all my armies on BR2. Guess what this means? Yes, a new BR2 guide for all nations. I can't wait to finish it. It's really fun. And I've included lots of new discoveries about what works and many special sources. And the armies I'm going to show you in that guide are going to be significantly better, significantly more optimized than the one from the previous year. And it's going to be shorter. So I guess around 1 hour for all 4 nations, which is ridiculously fast. If you keep in mind it's 4 different nations. So yeah, let me know what you think. And of course, like if you learned something, and subscribe if you haven't so yet to my channel, where you're gonna see lots of other cool enlisted stuff in the coming days. Until soon, goodbye.